Today I thought I would resurrect an old collage. This happens sometimes. I'll be working on a collage and I get halfway through it and I don't think it's looking really good, or I don't like what's happening with it. So I set it aside thinking I'll come back to it at another time, or I just cover it up. And I've learned that I really need to push myself all the way to the end, because usually by the time I'm finished, I like what I've done. You just have that hump in the middle that you kind of question and doubt yourself when you're working on it. Now, this one, I had a series of chickens for a while there. Some had yellow background, red background, white background, and I would do a rooster and a hen. For the green rooster, it sold before I finished my hen. So this is what kind of also just got me to say, like, just let's just put this aside. So this is a couple years old, and I decided I'm going to finish it off because I really don't have that much more to do. First thing I had to do is look at it and figure out what I was doing with it. Um, and there's a bunch of stuff in here I like. There's a bunch of fun little things. There's bugs and there's a hand, little cat's eyes, all kind of stuff. What I do need to finish is around his neck. There's like all this white feathering, and that takes a lot of work with the X-Acto blade to get what I want for that. So I need to work on that and fill in a couple spots I have over here. Plus, I need to give him legs. The only problem, I don't know what I was using as a reference. So I'm going to do a little search about chickens pecking their food, and hopefully because what I want to find out is how the hair around their neck kind of lays, because we're working with gravity here. And so they're going to be hanging down. I might just make it up as I go along. I'm also not sure what was supposed to be happening in here and why I left that. I'm sure I had a plan when I was working on it. I have no idea what that is. So the type of paper, what I have is a bunch of architectural digests, which is really good because the paper is thicker, and I like thicker paper, and especially when it comes to whites. Thinner paper you could see through to the other side, and I don't want that, even because I have a whole black on the background here, and I want to make sure the white is really white. So you need a thicker paper for that, and that's what this magazine is going to be great for. And actually, I'm just going to go right to like their, nothing special in the writing. I just need pieces that are white and maybe a little bit of text in it to give me a little bit more depth to it. So I'm going to work on that. And I'll show you what I'm working on a little bit. This will take me hours to finish, so I'm not going to have this video run for hours. It's funny, when Twitter had Periscope, do you remember that? I tried a Periscope channel, and I would set up the camera and I would let it run for like 20 minutes to an hour of me just working on it. And I was surprised how many people were watching it, because it's really like watching paint dry or glue dry. So I'll show you a little bit of what I'm working on, and then maybe I'll come back when this is all finished. It might be a couple days, and you'll see what the finished piece looks like. I've already cut out a few pieces over here, but I need lots of them. What I liked with this particular page is that there was some black over here that I might need to fill in some of those spots back here. And then it has the white with different size lettering and so forth. I'm going to be careful that I don't get, there's some like blue here. I don't know what that is. So I'm going to make sure I don't get much of that. And those are really pretty. See, this is the problem with magazines. You flip it over and there's like something else. Like, oh, I could use that for something else. So I get distracted very easily, obviously. But all I'm going to do, I have an X-Acto blade, and I am just going to cut kind of wavy lines. Oh, and this is a problem. If there's something on I have a glass cutting board, and there's some glue on there, and that's going to mess up my sharp lines. So I need to make sure I'm in a spot that there's just the pure glass there. And then I'll cut out a whole bunch of little pieces that will eventually, I don't know if you could see from over there, I'll just be pasting on my the hen. Okay, so I think the first thing I need to do is fill in these little spots, because you could see how right over here, how these little white feathers are crisscrossing there, and you still see the canvas underneath there. So that's not good. I don't know why I did that. This has been a while. I found some black that had some words in it, so that just makes it that much more interesting. So I am just going to go ahead and fill in, let's go down here first. I left some of the paper up, which is good. Let's see, I like that little bit there. You just hate covering up stuff. Or at least I hate covering up stuff, because if I found it the first time, I like it, I'm going to use it. And from a distance, it might add like more feathers if you kind of look at it in a weird way. So I don't want to lose this little curve there. I'm going to be careful about doing that. And unfortunately, I am going to have to cover up these right there. And that's going to cause me an issue. Ugh, maybe I could cut out little pieces in there. Since this already is covering up the black and white, either I have to line something up perfectly with it, or I cover it, put that in. I'll probably do that when I have this off, because I really need to get close. And for me to videotape this and do this at the same time is taking a little bit of balance here for me to do that. You could see what I'm doing behind here. So I'm going to keep working on that, but just give you an idea with the little white pieces, what I'll be doing. I did not look up what a hen looks like pecking. So I'm just going to kind of go for it and just kind of do what makes sense. You know, I like to have a couple little pieces that are just kind of going off, because most roosters or chickens are not like really like have a good hairstyle by any means. So everything is going to be kind of little off. It makes it a little bit more realistic as I work on it. I know I'm just babbling here. Sorry. All right. It's hard to discuss what I'm doing and do it at the same time, like walking and chewing gum, whatever that saying is. All right, so I need to get closer to work on this. So I'll show you a little bit more in a little bit. So I have all these little feathers, and I know I'm going to need a lot more. But you're trying to think about how the feathers might lie on the chicken here, the hen. And you can see I have some that have a little writing on them. So it'll make sense. So this will take me quite some time to put this together. And see, I like how that overlays. Of course, I need to get more feathers underneath that. So let's not tap down everything quite yet until I get this first row of feathers in there. And then we'll do, let me remove that. Okay. All right. Yeah, I think that'll be nice with the feathers all hanging down like it's looking down. Let's patch this up. I don't know why that. Since it's been so long since I worked on this, some of the paper, if it had some glue on it, is going to stick up, which I did not intend for it to do that. But when I put the finishes on it, I'm really going to have to work at pressing everything down, because it's been, gosh, I don't know, maybe a year since I've worked on this. So it'll take a little effort to get everything to lay flat.